Oh, Tyler. How are you, Tyler?
I'm really, really hungover.
Really? Well, um, I've, I'm really excited to talk to you, Tyler. I've been anticipating this all day. I cannot wait to talk about the men's Royal Rumble. I cannot wait to talk about who may have been my favorite elimination combination in the men's Royal Rumble. But how are you feeling about it?
Pissed. not so
Uh,
not so mad about the winner,
right,
but I'm
right,
mad.
right.
I'm very angry at a certain elimination.
Yeah.
I'm very angry about a certain entrant.
hmm
And the notes
Well,
and fallout that I got,
I
there's some shit that happened during this Rumble that didn't go
if
right.
If I had to recall, though, there's a certain elimination that happened that kind of said you wouldn't be here today. So I was a little nervous. I
If
didn't know
he
if you were going to
won,
come in.
if he won, I wouldn't
Oh,
be
one.
here. He
Okay.
didn't win.
Okay. All
He
right.
didn't win.
All right. I thought it was just elimination. I was going to say, woo,
No, no.
woo. I might have to check the tapes. We might see a TikTok later, but I am excited about this. So let's welcome everybody. Here we are to a regular episode finally again. Kayfabe Marks podcast. So, Tyler, we just got done with the Royal Rumble. I'm Adam. I lost our Royal Rumble bet,
Yep,
so
you
I
did.
do I do have a shot to do. I am. I think I'm going to choose to do that at the end of this, based on what this shot is, just for maybe anticipation sense. We're gonna do a shot of absinthe today.
Oh god.
Yeah. So 110 proof
You
liquid
bought a whole
gold.
fucking bottle?
Oh no, I've had that. I've had
Okay.
that. This is
Okay.
my first go around. So and so to match that, we're gonna have some Sunkist.
Oh man.
So, oh, where do you want to start, my man? What do you want to start with
Uh,
today?
well, let's start with the Women's Royal Rumble.
All right, I'm with it.
Now, if you remember, most people are probably watching these episodes back to back.
Right, right.
I had given guesses on who the how the hell did I word it? Like the special surprise entrance would be. I
Mhm.
gave 13
Right.
for the men and 13 for the women.
Yep.
For the women, I was right on 5 of those.
Yep.
Again, I'll run through all 13. I said AJ Lee, Becky
hmm
Lynch, Jordan Grace, Michelle McCool, Nikki Bella, Roxanne Perez, Layla L, Mickey James, Lita, Trish Stratus, Alexa Bliss, Tessa Blanchard, and Jade Cargill.
Right.
Now, I
Man.
was right on 5 of these.
Yeah.
The first being Roxanne Perez. Like, she popped
Yeah.
out at number 3. I was like, okay, all right, I'll
Right
take it
away,
early.
I was like, okay, we got one out of the way. So and she had a hell
Um,
of a showing too. She did a really
yeah,
great
she
job.
did. She lasted a long time.
She broke the record, I think.
Really?
Yeah, I thought so. That's what I saw. Is that she broke the record for the longest. Hold on, let me look. The longest in like an hour and something.
She made it over a fucking hour?
That's what I read. I
Because
don't
I
know,
know
man.
that she had survived that big elimination that Nia Jax did, which I thought she
Yeah,
was out on
yeah.
at
But
first.
anyway,
There's just bodies falling at that point. I was like, I don't know who's all out. I was waiting for that little thing on the bottom of the screen to come out.
which was nice, by the way. I
Dude,
really did
people are
enjoy that.
shitting on that.
Oh, see, I thought that was cool. I thought that
I
I
loved
liked
it.
the Yeah, I like the fact of like you could see not only what number it was on the whole time, and then you could see how many have been eliminated and how many are left. And I thought that was a
It
nice touch. And it
it
didn't take
even
away
said
from the
how
match.
many it even said how many people were active in the ring right now.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and it didn't take away from the match. I didn't feel like at all.
No.
Let
But that's
let's
that's wrestling fans. They're always going to find something to bitch about. Their ice cream
yeah,
is always going to be too cold. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
I have always said if I don't have anything to complain about, I'll complain about that. So
Yeah.
So that's kind of the way I go about it.
Um,
So
the,
let's talk a little bit about, because I predicted that Jade Cargill would win this whole thing. I thought her entrance was a little lackluster because it didn't happen.
yeah,
Man,
right right, when number 30 came out, I looked at Cassie and went, "Oh, I won this one already."
yeah, yeah. And when number 30 came out, my entire house groaned. We were so mad. Not at Nikki Bella. Nobody cared. Like we weren't mad that Nikki Bella was there. It was just like, why in that spot at that time when and again, I don't know the situation, so I don't know if they're ready or they're not. But if you
Yeah,
could have a Becky or you could have a Jade, why would you not use them there? But so I'm assuming for whatever reason they didn't use them, but I didn't think Nikki deserved that. I mean, why not just hold off on Charlotte?
but did I not call Nikki Bella was going to be there? I was like, she
You
was at
did.
Saturday
You
night's main
did.
event, and they called
Yep.
her Nikki Bella, not Nikki Garcia, when they brought the camera on her. I was like, oh, she's
That's true.
back.
Yep. Yep. You did say that.
I did. The second one I was right about was Jordan Grace, who came in at
Yeah.
19.
Yep. My fave.
Um,
Yep.
biggest pop of the night by far was Alexa Bliss coming in at 21.
Absolutely. A little grumpy about the
The
at first
doll.
I was a little grumpy about the which Alexa Bliss we got, but then my lovely wife Marissa, she was like, "Did you see what her jacket said?" And I was like, "No." And it was like Fiend Forever or something on the back of her jacket. So I think maybe this could have just been like a one time
Tip of the hat.
she did that for the Fiend and then she'll go back into whatever she's gonna be now. So hopefully.
I'm just I'm just saying when she came out with that doll, she did toss it away too before she even made it to the ring. So
Right, right. So I think that may have just been kind of a little nod, and then now it's going to be let's be who Alexa Bliss is. So
and that's actually I have a story on it's not long. I can just jump ahead and do that now. Alexa
yeah.
Bliss wasn't signed until that day.
Oh,
Her,
so
her,
they're
her
doing another
contract
CM
was up.
Punk.
Yep.
Wow.
So it was a last second thing, and we almost didn't get Alexa Bliss back.
I wonder. So in those scenarios, every time when I hear it's like a last second, like CM Punk's thing, they just would have ended the show. Like it wouldn't have been a big deal.
Yeah.
But like with this, like who else then? Who would it have been
So
in your
that's
thought?
another thing that I have on the list here. I'm going to flip a few pages before we get back to how right I am. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
let me see. Sources. So let's flip. Okay. News from backstage of confirmed people that were there,
Right,
ready to go, but didn't go.
right.
Becky Lynch and Kari Sane were both in the back, ready to go. So I'm assuming if they didn't get that job done with Alexa, they had two people to go to.
I just Becky can never be your backup. Like she's got to be your A. And I know Charlotte. This was Charlotte's big return, so maybe they didn't want to step on that. But you already stepped on her return. So
Well,
I mean, if you were going to keep it a surprise, then that would be different. But
I'm more or less thinking Becky was just there for Seth because she is not under contract.
yeah,
She's not.
okay, well, yeah,
But Kari Sane is, so maybe she was the backup that if we
she
don't get
could,
this
yeah,
done, we need you out there.
yeah, which makes sense. I mean, she could have fit into that role easily. So,
Oh, 100%.
um, I mean, you got the winner here, right?
Oh, hold on.
Oh,
Trish
okay.
Stratus comes in at 25,
Yeah,
and I was surprised that Lita didn't. I was like, if Trish is in, Lita's in.
I thought Lita would be next, actually.
Oh, Lita. And then number 30, as we talked about, was Nikki Bella. And I do want to add, Mickey James was in the fucking building. She was in the
Oh,
crowd. She
oh,
was there.
she was.
But yeah, my prediction was correct. I thought all the buildup with the vignettes and everything, I was like, they're doing exactly what they did with Batista. And sure shit,
Yep.
they did. Let's
Yep.
do a few weeks of she's back, she's coming back. And then just like they did with Dave. he's coming back. The animal's coming back. And then sure shit, he wins the Rumble. Well, they just recycled that same thing and had
Hmm.
Charlotte win.
Yeah, and I think I don't think it did anything for her. I mean, it's okay, all right. I guess I just want to see now where they take it because she's. It seems like to me from what I watched and what they've kind of teased that she's going to be this alpha female kind of character, right? Like this, I'm better than everybody, and then the next person, you know.
Yeah.
So so that's hard for me to get behind a championship chase for. You know, like you're telling me you're better than everybody, but like you don't have the belt yet. So
And I do want to add too that I believe she became the 5th person to ever win more than one Royal Rumble in their career.
mm, I think that's what I heard. Yeah,
Yeah, I
I
think
heard them
because
say
I think Bailey was 4, right?
that sounds right. Yep.
Yeah. Um, that's cool, I guess. But now we've done that
Mm-hmm.
2 years in a row. We did it with Cody last year, and now we did it with Charlotte this year. I'm the winning the Rumble is it's a big honor and everything, but fucking a.
Yeah, and
How about
I
somebody
think
that's never won it? The men's
I was gonna say
the men's Rumble, fucking they answered that.
we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that.
Yeah.
I'm glad we didn't film this immediately afterwards because I would have felt differently than I do now. But um, like I feel like the Rumble has become kind of the all right, which matchup do we know is gonna happen? All right, let's just have them win the Rumble then. You know,
Yeah.
and it, rather than it being like, oh my goodness, that person won the Rumble, who are they gonna pick? I also had some thoughts on the build up for the Rumble. I really do kind of miss the lottery process or like the pick a number or you battle for a number like this is for first or 30th and you know they have a match for it or something like that. I do kind of miss that aspect of it because if you're going to tell me who's in it, tell me kind of I got this many people left to kind of be surprised about. Give me something. Like give me a
Yeah.
little make it worth something to not be number one, you know.
Oh, do you remember back in like I want to say like it's between '06 and like '09? No, when the fuck was Laurinaitis the GM?
Oh Lord.
That 11?
That could have been. I wasn't
2011.
watching it then, but that sounds about right.
So it was either 10 or 11. Didn't they do that like bingo ball thing where they had people come up and pick a number?
Yeah, but they did it way before that too. But yes,
Yeah.
I know they did that, but they did it like I feel
They
like,
did that with Bischoff too. They did it with Bischoff way
yes,
back.
yeah. But I feel like they did it a few times, and I almost just feel, and I haven't done any research on this, guys, and I apologize. Maybe I'll get better at this, but like, I feel like that there was for a long time there was just some build up, almost King of the Ring style build up to Royal Rumble, where it was like, I want to be in the Royal Rumble, so I have to compete to get into the Royal Rumble and
Yeah.
then you know and then once you get that opportunity like okay yeah you're in the rumble but you're going to be first or you're going to be 30th and you guys can fight for it or whatever and it just became a bigger thing about where you placed in the rumble not so much that you were in the rumble if that made sense.
It does, and I'm not gonna lie. The fact that every week for about 3 straight weeks we just had somebody come on and talk about I'm in a main event WrestleMania.
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
entering myself in the Royal Rumble. It's like back before you didn't just get to go, hey, I'm gonna in the Royal Rumble. It's
Yeah
not how it was. It was
and
you exactly what you said. You had to earn your spot.
well and zero of the people who cut those promos won the Royal Rumble. Like Jay didn't cut a I'm gonna win the Royal Rumble promo, did he?
No, I don't think so.
And Charlotte just cut her normal vignettes. There weren't any like I'm gonna win the Royal Rumble promos. So we
Mm-hmm.
did 3 weeks of I'm gonna win the Royal Rumble, and if I think about it, I don't even think most of them were in the final outside of John Cena were in the final of it. It was you know Drew and all those guys kind of And with the women, I mean, they were all kind of out pretty early, so
Yeah,
it was almost a waste, in my opinion. But if you did the matches, now I'm like, all right, there's a little skin in the game. We're
yeah.
watching something.
And I will say that I thought the women's was a little better put together again 2 years in a row.
Yeah, yeah. And I would even go further back, but yeah, yeah, for sure. The last two.
Um,
Yeah,
but yep. So we have the winner, Charlotte, and that gave me a point on
yes,
our
it did.
bet.
Unfortunately,
Do you remember the message I sent you at that point?
uh, I do remember that you sent me a message. Yeah, 1-0,
I,
but I
I,
don't
I
remember.
said that's 1 point for Daddy.
That's it. That's what it was. Yep, yep. And I don't recall responding. I
No,
think,
you
that was.
didn't.
I think we were like, we're gonna watch this next match, and then we'll have another conversation.
Oh
So
shit!
speaking of the
And
next match,
yep.
tag team champs. How'd you
Uh,
feel
I,
about that one?
I was first off, I was surprised um, the way that this ended, but before that, I was surprised on the first fall. And now doing my
Hmm.
research, that first fall was botched.
Yeah,
Nobody knew what the
no, it
fuck was
makes
going
sense.
on. Even the crowd was dead silent.
Yeah, yeah. I thought that was a little. It was a. It seemed weird because I was. Uh, Full disclosure. I mean, I was watching it while I was finishing up making dinner and stuff, and I'm like, wait, what? What just happened? Like, it just didn't track with what was going on. So,
No, no.
yeah,
And I would argue the second fall too. It fell
yeah.
flat on the crowd, and I was like, "What the fuck is
It
going on? Does nobody care about this match, or are they fucking up?"
it almost felt like a makeup.
Yeah.
It was like that one wasn't supposed to happen, so we just got to make this one up.
Hmm.
And then, but I will say, like, I thought the match itself was good. Like, I thought they
Yeah.
had good spots. I thought they did a great job. They always tell a good story, those four. I mean, they clearly wrestled with each other forever. And I thought the end was absolutely incredible. I thought that was dope. It was a good way to end it. It'll probably set up some triple threat thing. And then if they're smart, they turn this into the next TLC group and they let these three rock for a while.
I,
Because the Street Profits can play that Dudley Boys role
they
well,
could. Yeah, they could. Um,
and ugh,
and what Rankins is referring to is if you didn't watch, right when that third fall was about to happen, the Street Profits come out with their
mm,
hoods up and just decimate everybody with a crutch. Everybody got fucked up.
everybody,
Tommaso Ciampa was
everybody,
bleeding everywhere. I've never
everybody.
seen an aluminum crutch break in half before.
It
I've seen them
felt
bend.
it felt personal. It
Yes,
felt
it did.
really real. So,
Did.
like, it felt real.
So when you're saying that Motor City Machine Guns, who lost,
Yeah.
DIY retains, and then
Yes,
you're talking now we have the Street Profits. They got some shit to build on here.
they do. Yes.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I was getting kind of tired of the fucking DIY and Motor City Machine Guns going at it. Like we've had that
Yeah.
was this the third time in a month?
Yeah, I think so. And I mean, it makes sense for what it is because of their relationship and their history and what they've done, but it does get a little bit played after a while.
Yeah.
But I think they did a really good job of cementing Motor City Machine Guns as legit,
Yeah, they
with
definitely
DIY,
did. Um
So yeah,
and you got to think too, Motor City Machine Guns have only been with the company for like what 4 months, if that.
if that. Yeah.
If
Yeah.
that. And they're
Well,
already
there
a,
you go.
a top seeded fucking tag team.
Yeah,
So
and probably on their way to a premier WrestleMania match. Like this will be the tag title match for sure.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so, and I'm hoping it's what you were saying too. I hope they do rekindle the TLC match,
Yeah, I
and we
hope
get
so.
those
I
three
hope so.
teams to go at it at Mania.
Yeah.
That would
Even
just
if
be
it's not
nostalgic for me.
even if they don't do TLC per se, I think they'll bring that whatever match they do, it's got to be no rules, and they'll bring the TLC aspect to it for sure.
Well, the Street Profits need a redemption. Was that last year when the Street Profits went against fucking Karrion Kross and AOP? It was
I
last
think
year,
so.
right?
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
fucking blew.
Yeah.
The table broke when it wasn't supposed to.
Yeah.
Like the whole
Yeah.
finish got botched. It was fucked.
And
And
they're all of those guys, all of them are too good for that. Like
yeah,
that was rough. That was a rough day at work. It wasn't. It shouldn't reflect negative on them as workers. Like they are incredible, all of them. But yeah, that day sucked for them.
definitely. So with that one, you had redeemed yourself and you got a point because you had said
Yep.
DIY win.
Yeah, yeah, I believe I probably won this one too somehow. I don't know, but this is the the next one, the WWE Championship, Cody Rhodes versus Kevin Owens. I picked Kevin Owens to win this, um, and this was something. This
Dude, this,
was
this was
something.
this was so hard hitting that I
Yeah,
believed that they don't actually like each other anymore.
yeah, yeah. This one hurt a little bit, like this one pulled at like some like tribal, like you and your best friend are going at it, even more than Sammy versus Kevin when Sammy versus Kevin happens, which
Yeah,
is we'll talk about in a later segment. But um, you know, like this one hurt. This one was tough.
I like that they called this match a ladder match, and the
Yes,
only fucking weapon they used was a ladder. I
yes,
loved it.
yes,
And
yeah.
the amount of different spots they did, whether it just be a suplex onto a ladder or that Kevin Owens spot where the ladder was unfolded but it was on its side and Cody did a
Mm-hmm.
backdrop to him.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit! I was like, he broke his back. He's done.
Like
Um, we also got the God damn it, what did they call that again? Where they pull the fucking mega ladder up and balance it on the announce table and
oh, like the bridge.
the bridge. We got
Yeah.
the bridge, which they took forever to use, and I was like, are they just not going to do it?
I, they've been better about that. Where it used to be really predictable. Like whoever sets it up is about to take it in the next couple of moves.
Yep.
It was always really predictable. Um, but they've gotten better at like setting it up and then letting you forget about it, and then
Yeah.
coming back around and just boom. I do like what you said about it. Like it almost felt like an old style of work where hey, it's a ladder match, and we are going to stick to those rules. Like we can only use ladders, and yeah, we hate each other, but we respect the sanctity of this ring and this business more than we hate each
Yeah.
other. So, and that I thought was cool.
They also did another like little bridge inside the
Mm-hmm.
ring onto the bottom rope, which
Yep.
that was crazy when he did like that. I don't even know what the hell Kevin Owens calls that, like superplex, but he's also twisting his body with it. I don't know what he calls it.
Yeah, and I know they said it, but I can't remember what they how he worded it. And Pat always says funny stuff anyway, right then.
Yeah.
But I don't remember what they
The
were.
amount of force that the back of Kevin's fucking head hit that. And on
Yeah.
top of that, Cody hit it so hard that it stood his ass up and then he went back down.
Yeah.
That was brutal. Also,
Yeah.
I think Cody legitimately got hurt when Kevin had the that mini ladder in
Mm-hmm.
in the corner on the
Yep.
in the turnbuckle on the bottom rope, and
Yep. Yep.
he power bombed him into it, right?
Yeah, I think of that. Yeah, he did like his
Took
like
it
that.
all on his arm.
Yeah, that fall away power bomb. Yeah,
He took
or the
all of that impact on his fucking arm and shoulder.
what, these dudes. I just it's always incredible to me because they're both megastars. They don't have to do this
No,
anymore. Like
no, they
they
don't.
don't. Neither of them have to do this, and they continue to go out there and the thing is I've always compared wrestlers to comedians, right? Like they've been building this routine for a year. Like this is, and it'll culminate, but like they've been building that for months and months and months. That means that this isn't the first time they've done those moves, and so it's like just the way that they are putting their bodies on the line, even though they really don't have to, is crazy.
Yeah. There, so one thing that I've always hated about AEW is like high spot, high spot, high spot, high
Right,
spot.
right, right. Yeah,
That's what this match was with selling. It was done right.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, you
every
could.
time they grabbed onto each other, you knew it was about to be a fucking high spot, not a chop.
Mhm.
Somebody's gonna get fucked up.
Yeah, and if it was a chop, you felt that chop,
Yeah,
like it was a chop, you know.
yeah, hell yeah,
And there's ways to do continuous high spots and continuous like just that continuous up of the match and still do it correctly. But in order to do that, you need a story behind it, and you need something that says this is why I need to give a shit about what's happening right now. Because if it's just and I'm not trying to shit on AEW because I just don't watch it enough to
yeah.
honestly be able to crap on AEW. I'm not educated enough. But
I'm
if
a
it's
dick,
just
so it doesn't
if it's
matter.
just Will Ospreay versus Kenny Omega every time and they're just flipping off everything, then it no longer has the same feeling because it just seems like, all right, well, after this, though, they're going to be cool and buddies again in the ring. And I don't know. I don't feel that.
Um, so how did you feel about Sammy coming out in the middle of that, or at the very end of that match?
I didn't understand it. If I was going to be honest with you, I didn't really at first. I mean, Michael Cole is Michael Cole. Michael Cole does a really great job of telling me why I should feel like an idiot for not understanding what's happening. Um, so and he does it in such a nice way that I'm not even mad about it.
Yeah,
But it just didn't feel. It almost didn't feel necessary. You know.
yeah. Um, I kind of got why he was out there because we were sitting on this like, is Sammy turning heel or is he turning
Hmm.
face? And the first person he goes to check on isn't the guy who took the fucking impact. It was Kevin. He went to check on
Right.
Kevin first. And if you don't
Right.
remember, Kevin on, I believe it was Smack. No, it was Raw, wasn't it? When Sammy accidentally gives a halula kick to
Hmm.
Cody, and then Kevin just kind of slaps him on the
Gives
chest
him
like,
the.
"Thanks, buddy," and
Yeah.
leaves.
Yeah.
So the fact that he went and checked on Kevin first, I was like, is Sammy about to get in the ring and start stomping on Cody? Is this how this is going to end?
Yeah. Yeah. I guess.
Then he ended up going to check on Cody too.
I guess it did feel 2021 bloodline, 2022 bloodline. It
Yeah.
felt like that same kind of like, why are they doing this? And then it's just to see if that guy's going to flip or not. So yeah, no, I get that then. I get it. I get it. I'll accept it.
What was that final move that went onto the bridge? Was it a
For the
power
Kevin
bomb?
Owens one?
Yeah.
What?
Because Kevin like landed on his neck through that landing and then
Yeah.
never got readjusted. He was still
Yeah.
like half somersault when fucking Cody was even like grabbing the titles.
Did he do the Crossroads tangent?
He did a crossroads inside the ring.
Wait. The Alabama Slam one. Did
The
he? Is that the
Alabama
one?
Slam, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
God,
Yeah.
Kevin
Yeah.
got fucked up on that one.
Yeah. I mean, I don't feel like it's done. It didn't feel done.
Well, I do have some things to say about the end of this. Pull up my notes. Um, the sources say Cody got legit hurt last night and missed the
Oh,
post-show press conference. People backstage are saying he's dealing with multiple injuries right now, but it's unclear of the severity. And he will still be at the scheduled SmackDown at Memphis this week, but he is actually hurt. He's hurt.
okay. All right. Well.
And nobody's telling how hurt he is. So that's
Hmm.
another thing. And when does Cody ever miss a press conference? He doesn't.
Yeah, that's true. And they wouldn't not put him on. Um, yeah, I guess that does change things. I mean, if again, it depends on how hurt he is, and then what do you do? You know?
Yeah. Um, I didn't hear anything about Kevin, by the way. There's no
Kevin?
news on Kevin Owens. Nothing.
This is Kevin Owens is playing the absolute best heel there has been since I can't even honestly probably Bubba Dudley or Bully Ray. You know, like it's
Yeah.
just because he's living it. I mean, I know MJF is that guy, and Eric, you know, a few other guys, Evan Bourne, and those guys are you know, like they live it, but not like this is different. Like he's fallen off the face of the planet, and he just pops up to troll whoever he's wanting to fight, and that's it. Like that's it right now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I mean, we
I agree. I don't think it's over.
yeah, it can't be.
All right. Should we? And by the way, this got me my second point because I called Cody winning it.
I don't think we need to talk about that, but I do need to say, no, we'll talk about we'll talk about at the end of this one. Um, yeah, this is that's the one that really I was like, oh, this is gonna be rough. This is gonna be rough. So, because here we are, and we are at the Men's Royal Rumble. So, and
Your
I
one
picked
chance to tie it, by the way.
my one chance to tie it, and then we would have had to maybe both take shots. I
Both
don't
do a
know.
shot. Yeah, I figured a
Yeah.
tie, we would both have to take a shot.
And I got Roman, and not to jump ahead on anything, but the man had a good showing coming in, and I was like, and he was hanging out. He was just kind of relaxing for a little bit. So I was like, all
Mhm.
right, my man is gearing up for the end of the Rumble, and this is going to be dope, and I'm going to win this. And then things happened. So
I'm not gonna lie, I felt very 2015 vibes out of Roman during this, like one
yeah,
versus everyone.
yeah,
Um, and he most definitely had a target on his back,
mm-hmm,
but he
mm-hmm.
also did what, 3 spears in a row the second he got in there. I was like, ah, fuck, thank God Punk's not in there yet.
Yeah. Well, I'll just say he had a target on his back as well. He should. That was played perfectly. Like that's almost like throwing the warden in the gen pop. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like yo, you've been running this for so long. Now you're ours. You know, let's do
Mhm.
this. And he answered that call. He answered that
Yeah, he
call
did.
like don't forget who I am is how he answered that call. So um, no, I'm with it.
So when we're pretty early in the Rumble when Tozawa is about to come out.
Correct. Correct. I think that was 8. That was 8.
And Carmelo Hayes, I believe it was, attacked him from behind.
Was that yeah, Hayes, yeah, yeah, yeah,
It
yeah,
was Carmelo Hayes. And I'm like, oh shit. I immediately grabbed my notebook. I was like, who's it going to be? Oh my God.
yeah.
It's going to be The Rock. It's going to be somebody's back there. Fucking
But
I
did you get the
showed
feeling?
speed.
Did you get the feeling though, like, but why so early when that was happening? I was kind of like,
Yeah.
oh, like I get it, but why so early? And then I show speed, who is a legitimate athlete,
I don't even know who the fuck he is.
but that wasn't it for me. That wasn't it for me. That I can do Bad Bunny in a Rumble. I can even do Jake Paul, Logan Paul, any of the Pauls in a Rumble, because they've been around it. They've been around the business, and I guess the only way to be around the business is to be in the business. So that's kind of a unfair thing to say, but like it didn't feel necessary for this
Is
one. You already
is I
had
showed
the influencer plug. You already had the
yeah.
Paul brother. So you didn't need this.
No, we honestly, like, I get why the WWE is doing it, but I don't want it in
Yeah.
wrestling. I don't want it
Yeah.
anywhere near any of it.
Yeah, I get it. But I would prefer, honestly, and I'm not trying to be the old man, get off my lawn, but I would just prefer, like, hey, keep it how you did with Kai Cenat and some of the other guys. Kai Cenat, I was on WWE.com, WWEshop.com today, just looking at the new shirts that come out after the Rumble because a lot of
Yeah.
them dropped in. And they have Kai Cenat and I Show Speed shirts. That's enough. Do that. Like do
Yeah.
that. Put them in the crowd. Sign a partnership with them, and do that. They don't have to be in the Rumble. They don't.
No.
I mean, and not even that it was that bad. I love seeing him getting speared. That was awesome.
Yeah,
It was
and
a great
thrown
moment. It
out.
was cool. Oh, it was awesome. I loved it.
Is he the same guy that Orton like kicked into fucking oblivion? Was he wearing that
No,
prime bottle costume? Is that him? Is that the
I
same
can't
guy?
remember. I can't remember if it was him or Kai Cenat, but it was one of the guys. No, no, or KSI.
Oh, is
KSI
it?
maybe.
Yeah. I don't know
I
who
think it
any of
was,
these people are.
yeah, I think it was that. It was KSI. The only reason I know KSI is from the Prime stuff and the boxing.
Okay. The
Yeah,
the fixed fights, you mean? The
yeah, because he was like the first one to do like the celebrity boxing thing with the Paul brothers was KSI.
and who is KSI?
Just
I'm
YouTuber,
showing
just
my
like they are.
age. I'm
He's just a
showing my
YouTuber.
age. Fuck.
Well, I
I
think
don't I
the
don't
crazy
know
thing
who
is
any of
these
these
guys
people
at this
are.
point are almost they're damn near our age, like at this point. So
The only thing I know Logan from is going to Suicide Forest and filming a dead body and then putting it on YouTube. And apparently
um,
everybody's forgotten about that, but I haven't. He's still that
not
same piece
everybody,
of shit.
yeah, not everybody, but
Dominic
that
Mysterio
was
hasn't forgot. Did you see his interview with
yes,
Logan
I
Paul?
did.
Yeah.
Yes, I did. Yeah. Listen, Dominic Mysterio is the best thing going right now, and I will say it over and over and over again. That he should be wrestler of the year every year for the rest of his life if he keeps it up like this.
So perfect that we're bringing up Logan and Dominic right now.
Yeah.
They are both getting booed hardcore, but it's a
Yes.
different type of boo.
Right.
Dominic is a man, I fucking love to hate you. Every time you come
Yes.
out, I fucking hate you, but I love that
I'm
I hate you.
I'm looking forward to booing you.
Yeah.
Like I am coming to this show to boo you. That's there.
Yeah.
That's different. Yeah.
When Logan goes out there, he it's a it's a real hate. We don't
Yeah.
oh man, I they tell me I'm not supposed to like him and I don't. It's like get the fuck out of our business. And it's not me
Yeah.
saying it. Go read Twitter, go read Facebook, go read Instagram, watch the show. We don't fucking
Yeah.
want him here.
It's the boo that Logan gets is the boo of I can't believe I have to see you while I paid to be here. And
Yeah.
that's different. That's a different level of hate. Like there's a different level of heat even. And the crazy thing is like Vince would never put up with that heat. He wouldn't put up with the "I want you gone" heat very unless it was Hogan, or Roman for that matter. But
Yeah.
Even with Roman, it wasn't "we want you gone." It was "we don't want you in this position."
No.
You don't deserve to be the number one guy. It's not that you don't deserve to be here. Yeah, absolutely, member of the Shield, and as whatever you were doing, that's awesome. But no, these fans absolutely hate Logan Paul, and
And not the good.
I was a sucker for like the spots, in the first couple rumbles and in the first couple things, but now I'm kind of over it.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of joining the hate train, but mostly because it just takes up so much space, and it was the 30th person, and that really made me mad. So
Yeah. I told Cassie too. I was like, he's the last one that's confirmed on my list. It's gonna be him. And she's like, well, maybe it won't be. And sure shit, he's. I was like, I
that's
trust me.
yeah.
I did my homework.
Once we got to like, I think it was like 27. I think I
26.
think
It was 26 when I only had two confirmed people left that was on my
yeah.
list that we had known about. So two of them were gonna be surprises.
Yeah, because what it was 20, it was Dom, and then it was Sami Zayn, Priest, and once Priest was done, then I was like, I don't really think this is gonna pan out. And then I saw L.A. Knight, and I was like, oh well, now no, it's Logan,
Yeah.
and that I immediately was upset, not at L.A. Knight,
No.
because like I love LA Knight. I was immediately upset that Logan was going to be the last entrant to this Rumble. So
Um. So before I talk about my biggest two blunders in the Rumble,
yeah,
I'll bring up my notes again. I had done the 13. I had said Joe Hendry, Randy Orton,
yep,
Oba Femi, Pat McAfee, The Rock, AJ Styles, Goldberg, Matt and Jeff Hardy, Nick Nemeth, Matt Cardona, Brock Lesnar, and Big E. I
Yeah.
said some of these surprise spots have to be them. I only got 2 of these right. And the second one that I got right, I was so shocked because I put it down going, no, it's not going to be him.
Yeah.
But the WWE at number 15, we got Joe Hendry and an
Yep.
entire WWE crowd singing his song with him. It was
I loved it.
fucking phenomenal.
And the thing about Joe Hendry that cracks me up is just like how regular he almost is like the 1950s superhero. You know what I mean? It's like the boom,
Yeah.
pow, bang. Because like he comes in, he like does these like real stiff clotheslines, and then like he does like this real stiff choke slam, and he's like
Dude, I
5'11".
loved that move.
Yeah,
I
but it's
loved it.
still but that's so 50s superhero. Like he's not a
Yeah.
big dude and he's doing big dude things. And
Yeah.
so it cracks me up. Like he's the best thing going, but I hope it just doesn't get stale. So
I believe Roman is the one that eliminated him too, right?
yeah, I was pretty happy
Yeah,
about
it was Roman.
that. So
And then the second one that I was right out of fucking 13 was AJ Styles making a comeback.
yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
believe it.
It's just okay. So AJ Styles and like Jordan Grace kind of were in the same group for me because Jordan Grace had that thing where she posted that she was going to be with her mother, not at the Rumble, and then came out. I forgot to even mention that before we talked about it, um, but yeah, the AJ Styles ones I was shocked, but my boy was hyped downstairs,
Yeah.
man. He loves AJ Styles, so that made me
Marcus
really happy.
popped pretty hard too.
Yeah, that made me really happy.
One thing I noticed about AJ is he looks like the AJ Styles we know.
Yeah,
'Cause
he didn't
remember
have
he
to.
came back at the same time Orton, and they both look like the Incredible Hulk's cousins.
Yeah, yeah.
AJ looks like AJ Styles again. He definitely dropped weight.
Well, and he's not doing the whole like black pants, black. I think he's gonna be AJ again. He's gonna
Yeah, I was
be good
happy to
old.
see that we had the black and blue, and then Marcus
Yeah,
got excited. He's like, I have an AJ Styles that looks just like that. Talking about his
yeah,
action figures, and I was like,
yeah,
yeah, who bought that?
yeah. So yeah, that was cool. Really, I mean, I didn't feel all that surprised anywhere in this Rumble. It, ju- it just kind of worked. It
Yeah.
didn't. It didn't really. It didn't really. It wasn't. It was one of those things that was like it wasn't bad. It wasn't a bad Rumble. It just wasn't great either. And I know there were some botches that were reported. I think you're going to talk about those, so I'm not going to step on that. But it just, and I think maybe that would have changed it. Whatever happened there, I would like to think that would have changed my feelings on the Rumble. I wasn't overwhelmed. I was probably a little bit more underwhelmed than anything, but I enjoyed it still. It
Yeah,
wasn't
it was
bad.
good.
You know,
Um, a couple things I was butthurt about before I get into these botches.
yeah.
No Randy Orton. No
No Randy
Randy.
Orton. Mm-mm.
I thought
No,
Obafemi was going to get to show out.
me too. But I again, I don't know how it got crowded, but it got crowded, I guess.
And the last one, fucking Matt Cardona. I thought this was it. I really,
Yeah,
really thought Cardona was going to pop in.
yeah,
Um, Going back to what I had said earlier about there was people in the backstage.
uh,
It wasn't just Becky and Kari Sane. It was also Omos, Trick
yeah,
Williams, and
yeah.
Matt Cardona.
Oh, he
Cardona
was
was
there. He,
fucking there.
he was there. Wow, and ready to go.
He's always ready.
Yeah, Omos. I knew Omos. Omos is always there, ready to go. They just don't use him, which I understand. It's kind of hard. Um, but
I think he's just too green still.
well, gosh, I mean, he's been around now for 4 years, 5 years, hasn't he?
Well, he's not
You
getting
know,
enough experience in getting used to shape him up.
I feel like it's the old Vince attraction theory, man. Like
Yeah.
put Omos in uh NXT, TNA, have him go over to TNA, get him some good work, let him be a monster if that's what you want him to be, let him be, I don't know, a funny breakdancing giant. I don't really care, but let the guy, let the guy
Let
develop
him
a
do something.
personality. Yeah,
Let him
let
do
him
something.
do something. He's a incredibly freak of an athlete and a human being. He doesn't deserve to be sitting on a couch, no matter
No.
how big it is. So
Um. So moving on to the botches.
yeah.
Penta's feet touched.
I didn't hear it. I didn't see it. I was blind to that. I didn't see his feet touch at all.
Michael Cole was real quick going, "Oh, it was just 1 foot." It's like, then show the fucking replay there, Mike.
Well, that replay doesn't exist. They have wiped that footage clean. That is Penta's. They're like, oh my goodness, Penta's going over there, and he's back in the ring because that is gone. That is gone. That
Kathy
whole
did
thing is
question
gone.
me. She's like, "Well, why did they do a replay?" And I was like, "Well, listen, Stone Cold Steve Austin got eliminated back in the day, and the ref didn't see it, and his ass rolled back in the ring and won it. It's all on
Yeah.
those outside judges, and if they see it, they see it. If
Well,
they don't, they don't." So you
here's the
did still
thing.
get that realism, but his
Here's
feet
the
touched.
thing. That ref saw it. He pointed because I saw him pointing at him. So, yeah, that I think the only thing that saved that botch from being a bigger deal is the next one.
All right. So this is actually like a really big story going on right now
Yeah.
that is still developing.
Yeah.
Drew McIntyre furious and leaves the Rumble before it even ended
Hmm.
because an unnamed superstar had to quote unquote get his shit in, which led to Drew being eliminated at the wrong time. Multiple wrestlers said there was a guy in the Rumble last night that cared more about himself looking good rather than helping get the many storylines over that were in that Rumble. And if you
Yeah.
look back, who eliminated Drew?
I don't remember.
Damian Priest.
Do you think it was him?
I think it was Damian. I think
Oh,
Damian Priest.
but
And Drew McIntyre's a little fucking sensitive Nancy lately.
yeah,
But
I just
apparently, multiple wrestlers, but they won't name him. But one source did name Damian Priest as the one, but no one else will
but
name him.
you also had Paul in the ring at that time, right? Wasn't Jake Paul in or Logan Paul in the ring?
I don't think he was in the ring when Drew got eliminated. I think Paul came out after Drew was gone.
Oh, because I figured like when I heard this, I immediately thought of Logan because when he says he's got to get his shit in, it's always Logan, and he's always got to get his stuff in.
You know what?
Um,
Maybe Logan was in there, but and that's why I think Logan was the one to eliminate Punk. I think it was supposed to be Drew.
that's what I'm saying, and it just messes because first of all, I mean that furthered my happiness in the storyline. I am now in our storyline in our character arc. Logan Paul throwing out CM Punk is an amazing thing, but in the actual general WWE universe, it's not so good. Um, but
It was
yeah, it,
bad.
it was weird. It was weird.
It made
It
no
was weird.
fucking sense to me. My arms were still in the air yelling yes because Seth and Roman got eliminated, and then Punk immediately after by Logan
Yeah,
Paul.
yeah,
It
yeah.
doesn't even make sense. If Drew did it, it would have been like, oh, that motherfucker. But I would have
Hmm.
accepted it. Logan doing it, it felt meaningless.
And that's why I think, and honestly, and I gotta, I'm about to buy myself. I got some shirts I need to buy here. All right, so I need to fill out some taxes and let these kids pay some dividends. Because I need to get Kevin was right. I need to get that shirt, and I need to get the Canadian Dream son
That
of
was awesome.
a Canadian Dream.
Security technician,
So yeah, I need to get that one,
something.
and I'm gonna have to get whatever Drew comes out with next because whatever Drew comes out with next is gonna be an absolute banger. Um,
CM Punk is my favorite, but that fucking CM Punk's WrestleMania main event shirt with
uh,
the this and that was a great shirt.
uh,
I can't deny it.
Drew, Drew's on another level of trolling right now. So whatever he comes out with next, I need it. I need it in my life. And I can we talk really quick before we get into the winners? Just a couple spots that I absolutely loved in the Rumble. Everything Jacob Fatu did, like not only just everything he did in the Rumble, but every single spot he set up. I think I wore out my wife's leg as I tapped her, and I was like, I need that fight. I need that fight. I need that fight. Because the dude is just, he is going to be, I hope they do not put a title on him. Do not give Jacob Fatu a title. Let that man just fight. Give us all of the dream matches of Jacob Fatu. Let him run around and just be the Kimbo Slice of the WWE. Just talk trash and then beat people's ass. Like, that's all I want. And
I will say, too, I can't remember if I said it on the last episode or not. He's a good promo.
he's a great promo. Yeah.
I had no
Great
idea
as
because
in,
all
like,
he said is "I love you, Solo."
yeah. Well, great promo as in he said, I'm raw off the scale uncut on WWE TV. And that to me is top of the line great promo. So
I agree.
yes.
Um,
That's what WWE needs though. If
yeah,
you're gonna bring in the wide coalition of fans that you're clearly going after right now, like it is insane how many different areas they're trying to gather all at once. You need Jacob Fatu. You need him, and you need him to be prominent. You don't need him to be a champion, but you
no,
need him whooping ass on every single PLE you have. Like that's all
yeah,
you need.
yeah.
So
What other
that's
what
pretty much
other
my
spot?
spots. Jacob Fatu. So
I did want to mention that the Royal Rumble attendance last night was 70,347 people for a Royal Rumble.
yeah.
Um,
The Royal Rumble I went to was like 12,000 people.
yeah.
So
So let's narrow it down. The final two people in the Rumble
yeah.
was Jay Uso and John
Yeah.
Cena.
Yeah. How'd you
And
feel about that?
I thought John was going to win it.
So did I. Yeah. I was like, there is no way they're about to let Jay win this. John's about to win this. And then I was cool with it, though, because I was like, oh, well, clearly what they're doing is they're about to get this little coalition of people that want to kill each other. Drew and CM Punk and Seth, and they're going to put all of them in an elimination chamber and just let them murder each other.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's awesome. That's fine. I'm cool with that. Let John Cena win the Royal Rumble then. And then when he didn't, I was really confused. Happy,
Yeah, I was
very
happy.
happy for Jey Uso.
Yeah,
Very
100%.
nobody more deserving, but I was very confused.
Well, because that's Cassie's guy. That's her guy
Yep.
is Jey Uso. Like how my guy is CM Punk, that is her CM Punk is Jey Uso.
Yeah.
And I was like, Cassie, I think Cena's going to win. And she was, you always root against Jey Uso. I was like, I'm not rooting. I'm telling you what I think is going to happen for a storyline. And what I thought is Cena's going to win. He's going to main event WrestleMania against Cody Rhodes. Cody's going to beat him. Cena says, I'm done.
Yeah.
That's what I thought was happening. Instead, Jay won it, and I was like, all right, he's going to go back after Gunther again then.
Yeah.
And sure shit, he announced it at the end of the show.
I almost thought Cena was going to win it and say, look, I could definitely go after Cody, but I know the big money is going after Gunther and being like, taking down this great champion, this great, blah, 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 this technical wrestler. I've never fought a guy like this in my life, but, I fought a billion Codys, but I've never fought Gunther.
Yeah.
But Jay, I guess now I'm just confused as to what. Well, I guess now it makes sense. Kevin is not done with Cody.
No.
Kevin and Cody are not done. It means that the bloodline stuff isn't done. It means that Punk and Drew and Seth are not done. It means that that's what you're getting at WrestleMania is those three. You're gonna get Kevin and Cody. You're gonna get Jay and Gunther, and here I am. I hope Jay comes out on top, but I don't think he will. And we'll see what
I think
happens.
this also cemented that, yeah, Jey Uso is going to main event WrestleMania, but he's going to main event night one.
Correct.
Yeah, it's another thing that I thought that I had seen. So speaking of Cena, Cena is gone again. If you didn't
Yep.
know, off to Hungary to film a movie. But it is confirmed that he will be in the Elimination Chamber. Fans are upset at his lack of appearances on his farewell tour, which I agree.
Yeah, I mean, sure, but to me, it's like Cena's been doing this for 10 years now. It's not really. It doesn't surprise me. It doesn't. I don't really let him have his PLE tour. It's pretty much what it is. They should have just called it what it was. He's gonna come cut a promo and he's gonna do each PLE up to WrestleMania, and that's it. We're done. Maybe go to SummerSlam, but
Yeah, I could see it too. It's just like, man, if you're gonna do your farewell tour, I would be like, all right, I'm not gonna do any movies. I'll at least show up on 1 or 2 Raws a month just to be like, hey,
yeah,
I'm
I
still
I
here.
will I
He
will
just did
say
that
that.
Rumble thing. He just did the
I,
same thing that we were bitching about. He's just in the
yep.
Elimination Chamber because he's John Cena.
Because John Cena. He just said he was going to do it. I will say that he did say this was his last year as a full time wrestler, so that does kind of
Yeah.
irritate me a little bit, in
Yep.
that sense, because he's not being a full time guy.
No.
But
I've seen Roman more than him,
right,
and I call Roman a part timer.
Roman works a very low schedule. we we
Roman
right
works when
below the
Roman
poverty
wants
line
to work.
schedule. That's when Roman
Yeah.
works. So,
Um, Fans are hating on both winners of the Rumble, both YouTube videos of the celebrations and the end of the, that WWE put up about. There's a separate one about Charlotte winning. There's a separate one about Jay winning.
oh yeah, I
They
didn't watch
both
those
have
yet.
more dislikes than likes.
Wow, I haven't watched
Yeah,
either of
I
them.
was shocked at that too.
Yeah, I guess again at this Rumble, both Rumbles. I mean, I'm Charlotte makes sense. Like I said yesterday, if you don't think Charlotte is a contender in this, you're a fool. Like, there's no way they're gonna bring her back. They're gonna hype her up and then just have her lose. That
No.
just doesn't make sense. And um, with Jay, there's nobody hotter right now. Like, now they could keep abusing Jay and keep putting him on Saturday night main events for the rest of his life, and milking that for the Yeet movement for as long as they can, like they did the Yes movement, or they can actually give him a little bit of reward for his hard work and what he's done for the company and the money he's brought the WWE, and
Yeah.
that's what I think they're doing. So I'm not mad at that at all.
No, I popped pretty hard for Jay. I was really happy for
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yep,
About fucking time. He's been calling himself
yep.
main event now for like 2 or 3 years. It's about time he gets one.
Get a main event. Yep,
And Charlotte, I
yep.
mean, fucking, I called it happening.
Right.
I called it happening.
Yeah.
We all knew she was going to win, for fuck's sakes. Like I said, this is Dave Batista 2.0. And it was.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. I don't. I
before
don't.
we
I
hit
don't.
the
There's
end,
no surprises.
before we hit the end and we get to watch you do your shot,
Yeah. Yeah.
I had brought up Michael Hayes on the last episode, correct?
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
I think I did. If I didn't, I'll just throw it out there again. Michael Hayes is now named in the Janelle Grant lawsuit, as well as
Right.
Brock Lesnar is by name.
Yep.
And Michael Hayes still not only has a job in WWE, but he actually worked the Rumble last night, which makes me think that anything that they're saying he did, because I don't know the logistics of it,
Yeah.
must be very minuscule or already proven wrong, because you saw how quickly Laurinaitis was yeeted out of the fucking building. You saw how
Yeah.
quick Vince McMahon had to get rid of all of his shit.
Yeah, listen, this endeavor, this TKO group, that group that runs UFC and WWE, they don't play with that shit. So
No,
like,
no,
if and again, I neither of us can speak to what happened or
no.
whatever, and I'll say all day. I know I can I can tell you with a certain amount of certainty, just in my feeling, that Vince McMahon did everything everybody said he ever did against them. I don't know about Brock Lesnar. I don't know about Michael Hayes. I just know how shitty of a person Vince McMahon is. So I just
Exactly.
believe whatever people tell me about him. But again, just like I said with Matt Riddle yesterday, I hope that they're not ruining a good man's reputation. I hope that they're not ruining a good person's livelihood. If they're not, and he is actually a dirtbag and he is actually a piece of shit, then fuck him. I don't care what they do with him. He can, buy for all I care.
Yeah.
But I hope because I do like Michael Hayes and I've
Yeah.
always liked his produced stuff. He's a great producer from everything I've heard in the WWE. So I hope it's not true. But if it is, gotta say fuck him.
Yeah. So for us to end on a note like that, let's
Yeah.
hit the shot because I got to go tuck my kids in.
All right. Yep. Here we go. So I got this absinthe for us. 110 proof. I'm not overly excited about this. This video will be marked not for my kids.
Oh, what the fuck?
Jesus. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Looks like
green.
fucking jet fuel.
It's probably gonna feel worse. I don't know. I've never had this much. So here we go.
All right. Cheers.
Oh fucking yeah. Oh, that is like licorice butthole all in one.
Ugh. How do you know
Well,
what butthole tastes like?
that's a solid question. All right. You know what? Love you guys. I will learn my lesson and not make as many bets against Tyler, but we will definitely do this for WrestleMania. So
Oh my god, I'm
uh,
ready to do this for
we
Elimination
got
Chamber
some.
every Raw and
I was
SmackDown of
gonna
the
say we
week.
got elimination chamber. Oh fuck me! All right, hey, I gotta get better at this. Let's go get those kids to bed.
All right, we will leave the. You've heard it already.
Yeah.
The emails of this, to this, to
Yep.
this. It'll all be in the comments below. Like, share,
Yep.
subscribe, and we'll see you next week.
We love you guys.
All right, see you later.